This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's episode 1197, and it's the Relevant Podcast here in Orlando. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, is Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Nashville, artist, producer, mogul, Derek Miner.
What's happening?
And just down the road there, our managing editor, downtown, Emily Brown.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Okay, so this is the Tuesday show. We're recording it on Monday. We usually don't. Yeah. We usually record it a little bit before that, but recording on Monday. Jesse, I know you're a big NFL guy, and yesterday was NFL kickoff weekend, right?
That's right.
And I always watch Hard Knocks, but I never, ever watch NFL football. Like, I have no rooting interest, so it's like, I like the behind the scenes documentary, but I don't really watch the games ever. Anyway, Yesterday it was raining here in Florida, Orlando specifically. I don't know why I said the whole state. It was raining. So my normal Sunday after church, float in the pool and do a couple projects, they totally got thwarted. And I thought, well, what's the rest of America doing right now? They're watching NFL football.
That's right.
I thought my friend Jesse would tell me, go put on a game. So I did. And I watched NFL football all afternoon. I felt just like I was in your house with you, Jesse. So I thought you'd be proud of me. I watched the Dolphins game, which ended up being a fantastic game.
Yeah, and like we were talking off before we started, there's great pre-game drama with
I actually saw the arrest or the detainment of Tyreek before the game kicked off. I was just scrolling social media, and I'm like, oh, I got to tune in. This is crazy.
Why did he get arrested again?
He didn't get arrested. He got detained, but it was literally in front of the stadium. He's in his,
I saw that. Yeah,
his exotic car. He did traffic. He just did a normal getting pulled over thing, and he didn't have his license on him and stuff like that. But
they put him in handcuffs and put him on the ground
with a knee on the back, like for a traffic stop. It's crazy. Insane. And then one of his teammates who was arriving comes out to de-escalate, and they put him in handcuffs.
So they were just on a power trip.
Oh, huge. And immediately got administratively suspended, and they're doing a big investigation into overuse of force and all this stuff. It's crazy. But I'm sorry, but there's these professional athletes and supercars driving into Hard Rock Stadium. Who you're know what you're doing.
And
here.
Tyreek Hill is one of, if not the single, best just pure talent in the NFL. It's not like this is just some unrecognizable guy. Yeah.
Yeah. It was wild, but it was fun. I watched football. My heart wasn't in it. I'm not a just put sports on kind of a person. I'm I need to have a rooting interest. I love my team, but if my team isn't playing or isn't affected by this game, I have a hard time being interested, but I did my best. I'm going to try and become a Dolphins fan. So.
Well, it's a fun team. And, I like that Tyreek after he scored. Back in the day during Deflategate, or not Deflategate, this was Spygate, when Bill Belichick evidently had cameramen in the stands filming other teams' practices. When Terrell Owens scored against the Patriots, he went and he motioned like he's spying on the field.
Like a movie camera, that was a movie camera, like he's filming them. Yeah.
When Tyreek got detained, before he scored in the game, and he put his hands behind his back and had another player on his team rough him up like he was.
Oh my god!
The use of end zone dances as social commentary is
an understated art.
It really is because they didn't have time. They right before the game, he's like, I scored. You run over, put me in handcuffs, and we're going to let the world know.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, while y'all were watching football, I was being forced to watch motocross yesterday because I had to go get my oil change and my tires rotated and stuff. And so I went to Firestone, and while I was waiting there, they had motocross on, and I almost wanted to ask it's NFL weekend. Why are we not watching that? But then I realized I actually am more interested in motocross because that is 100% a sport I have never once sat down to watch. It was somewhat entertaining, but I was also there for way too long, so I got bored of it. But
yeah,
it was interesting.
motorsports get pretty boring after about 3 laps, no matter what the sport is. Derek,
That's generous.
are you more NFL or college football? Because I know
Or
you
motocross.
you have your sons are football players. What is most of your football viewing? What does it look like?
Youth sports. That's what I am. I am youth sports. That's what I like.
Wait a second. What if your kids aren't playing? Are you the guy? Do you go and stuff?
Let's clarify
That's
this.
the only time I'm really watching is youth sports. Like I watch the recaps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's fun. Like, I enjoy it. I'll throw on an NFL game if there ain't nothing really on, but I don't really. I'll put it this way: I rock with the Titans because that's the home team.
Yeah.
But I'm not like Cameron. I grew up more of a basketball fan.
Yeah.
So like football never was really like my drive, really, because we went to church every Sunday.
Same.
Like 8 hours a day. So I didn't get a chance to really, in my formative years, grow a real relationship with a football team.
See,
but
this
I
is
root
how
for the Titans, though.
This is how I know y'all did not grow up at a church in Texas, because in Texas, church was out by noon because you had to be at the football kickoff. Like the pastors would talk about like, sorry, I talked over last week and I know we missed kickoff. I'll be shorter this week. Like they don't.
No,
they're going to move their sermon for
that's
football.
not a Texas thing. That's a Baptist thing because like
I
growing
mean,
up
maybe,
AG, if you scheduled out the Holy Spirit, like you've grieved the Holy Spirit. You got to let him move.
But you just bump that service up. You have a sunrise service,
not
so
in
you
a,
can be
not
there.
in a Pentecostal church. Hey, I'm gonna keep it real. And everybody out here that grew up Pentecostal, they know exactly what I'm about to say. Pentecostal is about suffering for the gospel. Mm-hmm. And it's about making way for. It's about everything else. There ain't no schedules, ain't no nothing. When you come to church, you leave when God get done with you, which is usually just the pastor. So
no, you're dead on. Like it was like if you wanted to be somewhere else other than church, then that was almost like sin in your heart.
That's on you, right?
Yeah.
You got to ask yourself why you want to leave.
Listen, I grew up in a relatively charismatic environment, but I had pastors wear football jerseys to church, and there was no way we ain't wrapped in time for the 1 o'clock.
Oh yeah, football Sunday. Everyone wears your favorite jersey to church. That happened 100% all the time.
You had
I think
ushers.
it depends on the flavor. A flavor of Pentecostal. I went to the one where it's like, I don't know what your Pentecostal or charismatic situation was, but mine was, if we didn't do laps on Sunday, then we didn't have church. Mm-hmm. If somebody didn't fall out on the floor, and the ladies had to come and put the little white sheet over the dress to make sure wasn't nobody peeking. Yeah. Like, then that means
the modesty cloth.
Yeah, the modesty cloth. If that wasn't happening, then we didn't have church. It was dry. The Holy Spirit was not moving. So that's.
And I don't think I had church for 18 years because that was not what I had growing up.
Well, we threw shots at Baptist people every Sunday.
Yeah,
that's okay. The Baptists threw shots at the Pentecostals.
Right. The Baptist people got a chance to like sports. All their kids are great at sports. None of our kids are great at anything. We're dope musicians. That's what we are, dope musicians, because you had to play the piano for 6 hours straight.
That's true.
So the athletes are all Baptists, the musicians are all Pentecostal.
that checks out.
We solved it. That's it.
That is it.
Makes sense.
I think you're right.
I went to to your point, I went to a Baptist high school, and there's like 5 of them that are were like pro athletes. Like,
exactly.
It's just how.
That's really funny. Well, anyway, all that to say, I'm going to try and join you this year, Jesse. But
it's very enjoyable.
It's not as enjoyable as college, in my opinion.
I disagree, because college, a lot of the games, you know before going in what the outcome is going to be. It's just how bad is one team going to beat up another
anymore.
team.
Not in the super conferences where it's like.
I'm just saying.
I mean, literally, Florida plays out of their 11 games this year, 8 are against top 20 teams.
SEC, baby.
But
SEC, baby. We most competitive for my whole life.
But here's my point, though. There's a handful of games on every Saturday where, I mean, you'll get an outlier like what happened to Notre Dame this weekend, where an underdog beats. But there's a lot of games where they're kind of foregone conclusions, right? The NFL is literally any given Sunday, the worst team can beat the best team because they're professional athletes.
Like the Patriots just won yesterday.
Exactly. And the other thing that I like about So I don't know if you guys, we talked briefly about the movie Rudy the other day, and the long, boring movie that Cameron's going to subject Cohen to that doesn't hold up. That could easily be a tight 45 minutes. It could be a tight. I don't need like an accident at the steel mill subplot. We're good. Okay. That's not why I'm watching it. But the coach gives a speech. Oh, maybe I can't remember if this is Rudy or real Notre Dame games, or a real football game. But the coach says something along the lines of like, he's talking to the guys before they take the field, and he's like, "This is the last time you're going to be on a team where you're not playing for a contract, you're not playing for money, you're playing for the guy beside you." And guess what? That's why I don't like it. Show me a guy who's got $10 million on the line because he's playing a heck of a lot harder.
Well, sadly, now college players do have $10 million on the line. But no, the thing that I emotionally liked more about college, which is changing, is I never understood how in the pros you could have 4 or 5 losses, make the playoffs, win the Super Bowl. In college, more back in the day, this year they've changed it and they introduced a bigger playoff format, a 12-team format. But back in the day, 1 loss, you're done. I mean, like or 2, you're totally done. 1 loss in the SEC, you still have a shot to get to the SEC championship game, and then the SEC champ will play in the national title game. But like after a loss, like that's why like every Saturday mattered. Like it is do or die, for your season. Whereas in the NFL, it's like, we got blown out. Who cares? It's less emotionally charged what happens on the field. It's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, Emily, did you wake up?
Sorry, I was daydreaming about motocross again.
I was going to say, did you pick up any insights into competitive motocross, or was it just?
So all I knew previously was from the 2002 Disney Channel original movie Motocross. So I really learned a lot.
It was big.
You guys are laughing. I'm being serious. That's actually all I knew about it.
I didn't even know that existed.
Oh, it was great. It was a woman who competed in a man, like she was
right
almost
up
like a
there with
Mulan situation. It was great.
Jesse, I learned how to communicate with Emily about sports things,
which is
years
to not
ago,
do it at all.
When she told me that all she knew about basketball, which is my passion, all she knew about basketball was what she learned from High School Musical 1, 2, and 3.
You got to get your head in the game.
That was her trying to connect with me.
I also
I know.
watched Air Bud, where he was a basketball player.
No, Emily. There's a Giannis Antetokounmpo documentary on
That is
Disney.
not a real word. What did you just say?
The Greek freak.
He's a basketball player. The Greek freak. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Top 5 player in the NBA.
Top 5 player
I
in the NBA
just
right
told
now.
you all I know about basketball is what Zac Efron taught me. So I do not know that name.
Go watch the Giannis documentary, please.
Can you spell it? Can you use it in a sentence?
Giannis.
G?
Giannis. He's
Giannis.
Greek.
He's Greek.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I'd be
I can't say his
interested.
last name.
You guys are all saying different words.
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to watch. I'm sure there's a highlight reel somewhere of basketball scenes from High School Musical, because in some old like Teen Wolf or something, I mean, they just don't even observe the even basic rules. Like at some point, Teen Wolf will just be sprinting down the court, not even trying to dribble, and like jump off someone's back. I want to see if that's High School Musical.
I think High School Musical breaks into song and dance a little bit more than Professional. Maybe just a smidge more.
They're the Savannah Bananas of basketball is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
What is Savannah Banana?
It's a minor league baseball team in Savannah that has gotten famous on the internet because they've kind of turned themselves into the Harlem Globetrotters. They like do songs and dances and stuff in the middle of the game against like this fake opponent. They're not
like, fake though. That's the difference. That's a difference. Real quick, it's actually both teams are trying to win each night, but they play by a different set of rules called banana ball. But they each play like so night to night. You don't know who's going to win. Like these guys are all trying to win each night, but the rules just make the game way more entertaining. Like you can't ever step out of the batter's box. No bunting. Walks are you have to steal. Like if you can steal a base at any time in the middle of your count, you can steal. And every player in the field has to touch the ball before you reach a base, or you can keep going. If a fan catches a ball, it's an out. Fans can challenge plays. it's a whole different set of rules, but it is the difference between that and the Harlem Globetrotters. It's not scripted. It's just two teams playing against these wild
in a
rules.
section of white culture that like I don't think I'll ever be able to like trudge into. Like I'm like it's like this is specifically for that.
But if you found yourself in that culture, I think you would have fun.
I know. I'm saying it probably would be a blast. Like I remember going to Wyoming with Cameron. I was like, man, I do not know anything about now I'll go to Wyoming or Montana any day of the week. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to bust out in song and dance in the middle of sports. Like just this to me feels like raisins in the potato salad right now.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
It feels a little bit
not
like
an unfair point. It's not an unfair point.
Potato salad, just a little bit, guys.
I will say this: the loophole, the only dancing acceptable is if it's an in-zone dance and it's making social commentary about something happened that very day, and that is the only acceptable dancing.
Yes, you can do that dance.
Oh man! All right, well, we have a great show in store for you. No more sports. No more sports. I promise. Sarah Jakes Roberts joins us. She has a book out. We talked to her about. Also, at the end of the show, we have a game. It's an interesting time of year right now for TV watching because sports just kicked off. The summer stuff is over. The new fall seasons don't really start till October. But right now they're releasing a lot of like documentary series and stuff like that. So we have a game that leans into that. Is it a weird docu-series or is it a one we made up? That's coming up at the end of the show. But stay tuned right now. Up next, it's Slices. You're listening to Teenage Dads. The song is Boarding Pass. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Tim Tebow's book, Look Again. Have you ever wondered what would change if you truly believed you were infinitely valuable to God? In his New York Times bestselling book, Look Again, Tim Tebow reveals the powerful truth that when we learn to see the image of God in every person, including those we struggle to love, everything changes. Tebow shares incredible stories from his work with people the world often overlooks, and it will challenge you to stand up to the lies, rediscover the worth that everyone has, and impact the world for good. Find Look Again by Tim Tebow, available now wherever books are sold.
It's time for
Slices.
All right, what do you have, Jesse?
All right. Well, this one has really no news or stats behind it. It's just something I found interesting that Emily was sharing some ideas. And I this had never really occurred to me, but it's sort of an anecdotal generational divide that has emerged via social media debates right now. It's a major difference between the people that are in Gen Z versus millennials and older. Is that when they make a major purchase, and again, there's not like hard evidence, it's just anecdotally, everyone's saying, yeah, they're right. This is true. This is what I do. When making a major purchase, so something over the price of like $300, the primary way that generations are divided in this is that Gen Z members of the Gen Z generation seem to be comfortable making those purchases like on their iPhone, right? Where millennials a lot of times have been observed breaking out the laptop if it's over $300. So let's say plane tickets, let's say like an appliance. The other day I bought my son like a nice baseball glove. I got tabs open. I'm price checking. I got my credit cards laid out. Make sure I get the right one that I'm doing here. I'm Googling to make sure this weird baseball glove site is legit, and I'm not going to get scammed here. Like, this is a laptop operation only. Okay, making this purchase. We also purchased an oven the other day. You think I'm firing up the phone trying to look for coupon codes? Because I always look for I was Google. No. This is maybe even a dual monitor situation. Okay. If airline points are in play, this is dual monitor. Are you guys, where do you fall on this?
I cannot remember the last time I purchased a flight or like an Airbnb night on a laptop. I always do it on the phone.
Yeah, but you're not doing, I think, I was thinking about this because we covered this on the site a week or so ago. To me, it's like what Jesse pointed out, is if I'm having to compare or find coupons, or like I'm researching, I need tabs. I need the screen, but I'll buy a flight on my phone. I mean, that's fine. But but if I'm researching couches or appliances and stuff, I'm at Lowe's, I'm at Home Depot, I'm at some online place. I need to see side by side. I'm popping back and forth.
I'm telling you, if it's a big enough purchase for me, like let's say an appliance where I'm priced, I'm going full Minority Report here. I'm within new screens in. I'm checking here. Going on Amazon. It's a whole operation. It would be insane to try to pull that off on a mobile.
See, I think I can't remember the last time I like purchased something through my desktop. Like, I think it's always been like I was thinking about it and I was on my phone. And so then I started looking it up on my phone. Like, I will like look at different websites, but I don't necessarily have a bunch of different tabs open. I just like go from site to site.
Can I actually, I'm wondering this too. We're sitting here talking about, older, we're buying appliances. You're buying a flight, what was the last non-flight major purchase you've made?
Concert tickets, probably.
Same thing though. You just go to the concert site. That's
an app or something.
Yeah. Unless it's like
if you're like researching cars, you're not doing that on your phone, right? I mean, that's why I'm wondering. It's not necessarily like just the screen or device. It's also the type of purchase that's being made. It's not just expensive or not. It's more researching is involved.
Even if it's
the older you get.
But again, the baseball glove thing, right? Like, I'm just not. There's too much research needs to be done here, on this purchase. A phone just will not suffice. Derek, where do you were
24, you weren't buying an expensive glove. Your dad buying it for your kid. So you're
also sorry. What is the going rate for a glove these days?
Well, it's not important to get into, but there's a whole range. But don't worry about it. It's
We're doing a remodel, and my wife, we were at Lowe's, and she saw a double oven that she's been wanting a double oven for a second.
Yeah.
And she went home, and I literally was on my phone. Like, I felt like Tony Stark. Like, I had phone, laptop, and then for me, I have to, especially if it's an appliance, I have to touch it. I got to do the tire test. I got to kick it. I gotta do all of that. Like, I gotta read every review, and then I'm gonna ask people in the store, what you think about double ovens? You know what I mean? It might just be an old granny. Granny, what you think about double ovens? Like, that's me though, because for me, like, when you're buying big stuff, it would be more of an inconvenience to get the wrong thing too. I feel like you could flippantly buy something other than an appliance on your phone or whatever, but you're not taking the Amazon. You're not taking a stove back to Amazon. That's not gonna be fun. You get it all hooked up, all that different stuff. You're not gonna want to get another truck to take it back to UPS, even if it's free returns or whatever.
Okay, here's one that crosses the divide. Right, a TV. It doesn't matter what generation you are, you can save up and buy a TV. Okay, if I'm in the market for a new TV. This is a total laptop situation because I want to get the best features. I'm Googling stuff, I'm looking at reviews. I'm doing the whole thing. Emily, you still phone on this? A big TV you saved up for?
I am still phone on this. what will a laptop tell me that's different than what my phone could tell me?
I bought a big TV on my phone.
Yeah.
Because I know TVs enough. I know a good price. I know the specs I want. I don't need to research a TV in particular. And I was just on the Best Buy app, and it was like, boom, that was the price. That was the sale. And I bought it without comparing or whatever.
No, I need the reviews. I go straight to the 1 stars. Listen, there's no point reading the 5 stars. Okay,
Yeah.
Get them out. They're half bots. You filter 1 stars only, and you tell me the worst scenarios everyone's had with this TV. Then I'll make my decision. I don't want to be navigating that on our phone.
No, that is true. My brother in college, he used to do random jobs on Craigslist, and one of them or some of them, people would like pay for 5-star reviews on their products on Amazon. And so he or services and stuff. Like there was one he did in like a different state. He'd never been there, but they paid him $50 to write that it was the best experience and great customer service. So never trust 5-star reviews.
Ever. I mean, Amazon's now doing the verified purchase thing at least, so you know that it wasn't, like a promo review. But yeah, I agree with you. I'm trying to find a new pool vacuum right now. That's the most middle-aged thing I've ever said in my life. I've been researching these robotic wireless pool vacuums. Okay. I bought one, thought it was a good price, sent it back 2 days later, bought another one, upgraded, sent it back a week later. And I'm not a return guy either. And I went back to both of those and I reread the reviews, and I should have absolutely gone to the 1 stars, because what happened on the 1 stars is exactly what happened to me. And I'm realizing a lot of them are promoted reviews, so it's just like, I agree with you, Jesse. That is a great tip. Like, go read the bad reviews before you make a purchase.
And for that, I need to settle in. I need a cup of coffee. I need the laptop up. I'm probably going to shoot some emails to these people too.
I think all that squinting on the phone. I need some time.
Pool guy 42. Tell me more.
I know, right? They literally nailed everything that went wrong with both of these. And so now I'm like, I just sent it back and I'm waiting for the refund so I can get another upgraded one. I got to get the bigger one.
Real quick. I looked at the clock. I know we don't have a lot of time, so I hesitate to even bring this up, and we may need to put a pin on it for 1 week. But if we're speaking of pool stuff and purchases, are you guys familiar with the whole Mr. Lagoon debacle?
What?
No, Mr. Lagoon debacle. So there's a guy who posted an image on TikTok, and it was a little tour of a lagoon that he built in his backyard. Now, the lagoon is basically like a concrete pad with a slow slope with like chairs on the side. And he claims it costed $70,000 to install this lagoon. Now, it's not a pool. You can't swim in it. And most people are calling it a $70,000 puddle. He has several accounts under the name Mr. Lagoon where he's out there defending why he invested this much.
No,
I mean, Mr. Lagoon's out has been fighting for his life on TikTok for weeks now. Okay. Do yourself a favor.
Let the man live his life. He wants a big hole. I mean, let him have a big hole.
Grab a laptop, not a phone, because you're going to need the Reddit thread. You're going to need TikTok. You're going to have a lot of apps. You're going to have a lot of tabs
I just pulled up the Reddit thread now. I'm saving it for later.
Follow Mr. Lagoon. I'm pro Mr. Lagoon. I say it's your backyard, man. Don't listen to the puddle haters.
Dig a big hole. Yeah, do whatever you want. You got the money. You got the land.
Does he clarify why it costs $70,000?
Well, it has a drain. It has a whole filtration system. It seems ill-advised.
Hey, this is crazy.
Why does he need to filter a body of water? That's weird.
Well, he doesn't want it to get algae, Like
there's lakes.
You sound like you're on the puddle crew. Who said he spent $70,000?
There's natural solutions for that.
You're the reason Mr. Lagoon's out here having to defend himself.
Mr. Lagoon is in it, right? He is going at people too. He's like, all right, look, splash pad for the kiddos. That's what this guy with the green troll face says. He says Lagoon. And then here we go. That's an expensive puddle. That's a quality lagoon. It's not like a pool.
How old is Mr. Lagoon? Rough age?
He got to be older. If he's not 50, I'm going to be very upset.
Yeah,
if he's not 50 plus,
I would. If you guys, it's a lot to get into here, but Mr. Lagoon, there is. I mean, I just pulled up TikTok. millions and millions of videos discussing this Mr. Lagoon debacle.
124 million posts.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
No, like there's actually millions of videos.
124 million posts.
a lot of people are pretty invested in this Mr. Lagoon debacle.
It's important.
So
This
This is so crazy to me that there's literally hundreds of millions of posts, and none of us have ever heard from it except for Jesse.
This is important.
I pay close attention.
The third
to the
one
internet.
that pops up if you just search TikTok for Mr. Lagoon, big all caps graphic on Mr. Lagoon, I'm sorry, with like 6 exclamation points. Like people are.
That's going to be you one day, Cameron, for questioning his filtration system.
I'm just saying, I live on a lake. There are things you can put. I have an aquarium. There are things you can put in the body of water that will naturally oxygenate
Mr.
it,
Lagoon
filter
designed
it.
the lagoon.
His
and it cost him
name is Mr. Lagoon. He knows more.
$1,000. Thank you.
Yeah.
Dig a
have
big
hundreds
hole,
of
put
them.
some plants in it,
Do you
and
have
it'll.
hundreds of millions of people talking about your lagoon knowledge? No, he does.
No, you don't. He is Mr. Lagoon.
All right, we do need to move on. Let's do a quick
Sorry.
slice. Emily,
Not
what do you
sorry.
have?
Yeah, we'll keep this really quick because this kind of like big study came out last week and no one's really talking about it. For years, like people have kind of made these theories that mobile phones cause brain cancer and you need to be careful with it because it can, obviously, no one wants cancer. Turns out that's not true. The World Health Organization put out a study that they have been studying this for over 2 decades now, and there is no link between cell phone usage and cancer, which is, I think we talked about this a few weeks ago, like, once an idea is out there, it's kind of hard to take it back and rechange it. But this kind of feels like a big one because I feel like, especially in conspiracy theorist circles, just stuff with like cell phones and like 5G and all this causing these brain damage.
Well,
It's
it
just,
makes
like,
sense. The idea of like that waves will be coming into your brain and it's not natural and
It
stuff like
makes
that.
sense. I get why you would think that.
But it officially came out after I think 200,000 people were studied over 2 decades.
Yeah.
No link between cell phones, high cell phone usage, and brain cancer. So
That's good.
And specifically high cell phone use. Yeah, like that's a good thing to point out. It's like, it's not just they use it once a day. It's like these are people very much
Yeah.
using their phone.
with that phone up on their head all
Yeah.
day long. Yeah.
To me, it wouldn't matter though because it's waves in the air. So if secondhand smoke could kill you, then definitely the waves from a phone secondhand could give you brain cancer, whether you had it up to your ear or not. So I'm not. To me, that's still a moot point. Regardless, there was a flaw in the logic of the people, I think, that believe that.
Well, you can bring that up with the World Health Organization.
No, I'm saying I'm saying they're right. It's logical that we all should have it because there's so many
Right.
cell phones flying around.
Gotcha,
Right.
gotcha,
All
gotcha.
of us
Okay,
should
okay.
have it.
We're
Like,
all inundated with those waves.
We're
I thought
all
you were,
inundated
I
with-
thought you were
with
saying, I don't care.
electric
I'm still going to
waves.
think about it.
Like I'm looking right now, like my studio probably has tons of electric waves coming out, and your
For sure.
home between Bluetooth speakers and smart refrigerators and all that stuff, like
Robot
there's no-
vacuums.
You don't have
there's
protection.
no escaping it at this point. You know what I
I
mean?
just
But
don't
yeah.
have the mental capacity to worry about this. Obviously, mine is spent on important things like the Mr. Lagoon controversy.
Facts.
All right. What do you have, Derek?
So South Park is not doing any more episodes until 2025 because they cite Donald Trump exhaustion. They're tired
Real
of
talk.
because there's the new, you got to talk about the presidential election if you're South Park, and they're just like, we've done this long enough, and we don't have any more content, so we're gonna chill out. So
That's wild.
I'm kind of Donald Trump exhausted too. Like even with this election, I'm like, man, can we get this over with, y'all? Just get whoever gonna be in here because I'm really that's where I'm at with it. I'm not.
Hey, the short election cycle that happened in a weird way, but it just turned out that it's a shorter election cycle. I'm like,
Why
bring
would
it
it?
on every year. This whole 2 years of presidential stuff. It's like,
I'm
come
cool
on.
with it.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
just give us 90 days.
Yeah.
Let everybody come out, say what they finna say, what you need to say, and then we can vote and go on about our day.
So many do that, like the UK, Israel. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not this prolonged thing. It's these candidates are nominated through committee process, whatever. They come out, make their case to the people, and then within the month they vote. It's like, why are we dragging this out?
Man.
Yeah.
Anyway, South Park has nothing more they want to say to lampoon.
But this sounds like a business situation. I think further down the article, it talks about they're waiting on Paramount to get their stuff together. So,
Well, okay, so I didn't want to bring that up, but that is really a big part of this. The last time there's a full South Park season was 6 episodes in 2023. Okay.
oh yeah,
And then Paramount, what they're wanting to do with it, because obviously it was Comedy Central, and so Paramount's trying to get people to subscribe to Paramount Plus. So what they did is they took IP like Yellowstone and South Park and created all this exclusive content for Paramount Plus. And so they made the South Park guys do 4 movies, South Park movies on Paramount Plus exclusively instead of doing a regular season. And so now that was last year. And so now the South Park guys are fighting to let us just do our show again on Comedy Central, 20, 30 episodes, whatever, and not do this stupid Paramount Plus stuff. Like, let's just get back to our audience where our audience wants to watch our stuff. And so they're fighting. And then but normally everybody expects them to come back for the fall season. And so it was kind of this dual announcement of them saying, we're going to drag our feet because A, we don't want to come back when the election's happening, but B, is also going to force Paramount to step up and it's negotiating.
Well, I think too, like South Park has always had like cultural commentary on stuff. So like they did release something earlier this year on the Ozempic, stuff that's happening right now.
That's right.
And so I think like they're kind of saying like
Cartman went on Ozempic.
yeah. And so it's like, I think they're kind of saying like, one, we're waiting on Paramount, but 2, like I think people are expecting them to come back because it's like, oh, you probably have something to say about the election. And I think the quote from one of the creators was like, what else can we say about Trump that we haven't already said? Like they've been making fun of him for like almost 10 years now as president. So
it is what it is.
The whole election thing, we're in like the last season and a half of Lost where it's like, oh, wait, we're going to have to see this thing out, right? Like we know the smoke monster. We know a lot of the mysteries. We're just too invested now. We have to see this thing out, but we're not enjoying it anymore,
All right, that'll do it for Slices. Go check out relevantmagazine.com every weekday where we are covering the intersection of faith, culture, and everything in between. All right, stay tuned. Sarah Jakes Roberts joins us. You're listening to Wishy. The song is Just Like Sunday.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by John Mark Comer's book, Garden City, a book that speaks to the tension we all feel between work, rest, and purpose. The New York Times best-selling author John Mark Comer takes us to the scriptures to identify what it really means to be human and flips the script on the idea that who you are matters, not what you do. He shows that God created us for meaningful work and meaningful rest. Both matter. This book helps you ask and answer the big questions. Does God care where I work? Is there a direction for my life? So you can discern God's heart for your calling, your rhythms, and the way His Spirit wants to shape every part of your life. If you're longing for purpose and a more grounded way to live, check out the new hardcover edition of Garden City wherever books are sold.
Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Erwin McManus's book, The Barbarian Way. Some books don't just inspire you, they confront you. The Barbarian Way, now celebrating its 20th anniversary, is one of those books. If you felt the pull of God towards something deeper and wilder than the safe, predictable version of faith that we settle for, McManus reminds us that following Jesus was never meant to be tame. It's meant to awaken courage, passion, and purpose God placed inside us. He draws from the wild stories of Abel, Noah, Moses, Rahab, and others to remind us that following God wasn't meant to be tame. Safe faith isn't working. Step into the story God is writing for you. Choose passion, choose boldness, choose the barbarian way. Available now wherever books are sold.
Our guest today is Sarah Jakes Roberts. She's an author and speaker who's had a pretty busy year. She was named on Time's 100 Most Influential Leaders list. She dropped her latest book, Power Moves, and this month she's hosting the annual Women Evolve Conference in Dallas. Through it all, she's been learning a lot about the importance of surrender. She spoke to us about how she's discovered the freedom that comes from letting go of expectations and why embracing your unique calling is the key to a healthy life. Here's our conversation with Sarah Jakes Roberts.
You've had a really busy year, and a lot of that is culminating at the end of this month with the annual Women Evolve Conference. I saw that you'll be talking about surrender, and I got to know, of all the things you could talk about, why are you talking about surrender?
Sure. The theme this year is surrender, which has not been the sexiest word to market. I'm like, girl, we don't want to give nothing else up. So I feel like, it's the word that God gave me, and so I'm sticking to it. But I feel like the mandate that God has given me is to really help people understand that surrender with God is not defeat. It's the only path to victory. And so I am hoping that my life is evidence that most of the people wouldn't even know me if I didn't surrender beliefs that were limiting, surrendered plans that I thought were going to be better for me. And what they experience from me now is the result of a surrendered life. And I feel like as the world becomes more divided, more technologically advanced, that it can be difficult to feel like our lives matter in the midst of it all. And yet when we surrender to God's intention for creating all of us, I believe that our identity becomes crystallized and potent in a way that gives us confidence and determination to really show up in each day with grace and oneness and peace and a presence that really shifts every atmosphere we walk into.
Why do you think so many Christians struggle with surrender?
Oh goodness. I don't even think it's just a Christian thing. I think that a lot of times surrender is the relinquishing of, I'm going to say an idea that we felt would add value, worth, or significance to who we are. And when we see our value connected with a particular outcome or our worth connected to a particular outcome, it's difficult to give up on that version of yourself. And I feel like across the board, we all experience it. But I feel like particularly as believers, surrender is about trust. When we are not believers and we're just trying to figure things out on our own, I feel like surrender is hard because you don't know what's on the other side of it. But if we really trust that God is in control of our lives, if we really trust that God's plan is perfect for our lives, we must then also concede that our plan and his plan will have times when they're at odds with one another. And for me, it's like, God, I don't want my plan to win over yours. As a matter of fact, my plan has won over yours. I've lived in that before, and it was terrible. And I ended up heartbroken, and I had losses, but no lessons. And so surrender for me, when I surrender to God, it's a sign of trust. It's a sign of me saying, you know what? I have an idea. I have a thought. I have a plan, but it's not working. And I want to trust that if I let go of the expectation of what my life should look like, could have looked like, would have looked like, that I can embrace fully what my life is and experience the way that your presence, your peace, your plan, your wisdom can meet me in what I thought was broken pieces. And I believe that that is a block, a corner that we have to turn over and over again in our walk with God. We don't get to arrive. We have to get to these intersections over and over again and say, okay, I'm going to trust what you say.
In a lot of ways, surrender is what your latest book, Power Moves, is all about, because you discuss this idea of redefining what success is and thinking about it less as a power and more of our ability to continue to grow. How did you come about that idea, and why should we reframe it that way?
I think my journey, I grew up in this, influential family where everyone's always asking, like, what are you going to do? Who are you going to be? And I think for a long time, it made me feel like if I can't achieve that, if I don't do that, then nothing I do will matter. And then the more that my life kind of fell apart and then started moving towards the direction of looking like I was following in my dad's footsteps, I felt very protective about not making the idea of me following in my dad's footsteps look like I had arrived, because I arrived before anyone knew my name. I arrived the moment I said, this teen pregnancy, this divorce is not going to define me. I believe that God's love is still accessible to me. I arrived the moment that me as a single mom with 2 kids felt like me as a whole parent may be the only thing they ever get. So God, I'm going to show up as the best version of myself. Give me wisdom on that. And the more that I get the shiny stickers and trophies, it doesn't feel any different. Like, it doesn't make me feel any more successful or whole or powerful. In many ways, it makes me feel more vulnerable and fragile. And so I think I have discovered that if I stay authentic, I'm country, and they say, like, you don't drink your own Kool-Aid, and you really just stay committed to, like, what can I learn today? What can I offer today? That's been the sweet spot of power. And what I have learned is, like, God continues to add opportunities and influence to that heart posture, as long as I can maintain that heart posture and not allow, like, the things to influence that posture. And that's me in my journey. And I wanted other people to get to that place, because this is all fading. Like, there's going to be somebody else. I pray, God, please bring them, that's like hosting even larger events than Woman Evolve, who are writing even better books than Power Moves. And if I attach my worth to that, when that's gone, I'll feel like I have nothing. But if I can maintain in my core, while this world is spinning so fast that it doesn't define me, it's just another tool to reach someone who is like me, then I feel like that's the real power, and is not needing my name to be said, but needing his name to be shared and to attract as many people as possible.
You mentioned that you kind of learned that from watching your dad, and it just has me thinking about generations in the church, because you do a lot of intergenerational ministry. And so I would love to know, what can younger generations learn from older ones? And conversely, what can older generations learn from us?
That is a great question. Man, I think that the younger generation can benefit from really hearing the context of the world that the older generation lived in, so that we have a better understanding of how they became who they are. I preached a message about context, so this is reminding me about that. But I think a lot of times we judge an older generation for their outcomes, but we don't see the process or the context that created those outcomes. And I think understanding the context of it can help us see how that can show up in our present and ultimately change some of our philosophies in the way that we're showing up. And so I think to be inquisitive and curious about how someone became who they are, why they think the way that they think, as opposed to just making judgment about them, I think can help us become more compassionate, and also to glean the wisdom and find the honor and value in their lived experiences, even if we don't deem them worthy as repeating. thing. I think that we have to find the honor in our intergenerational relationships, or we'll just sit in this place of self-righteousness that doesn't make us effective at reaching either generation. And I think that the younger generation has an opportunity to teach the older generation that change isn't always bad, that change is still possible even when you're set in your ways, and that change can be liberating. I think that, and I'm beginning to experience this, especially as my children are getting older and they're like showing me all these new ideas. It's so easy for me to be like, listen, the way I did it is just fine. I don't need anything changing. I don't need to know any more slang. Just speak properly and don't say anything else. But I think even as we look at like cognitive decline as you get older, if we're not exposed to new ideas, new concepts, then we begin to decline more rapidly. But there is something invigorating about being engrossed in knowledge and new experiences, even if we don't take them on and we're not walking around talking about Riz, like that's okay. We know what Riz is. And it makes us more effective in keeping up with what's happening in the world.
That was Sarah Jakes Roberts. Make sure to check out her new book, Power Moves. And if you can make it to the Women Evolve Conference in Dallas, you should. All right, stay tuned. Up next, it's Docu-Drama or Docu-Dream. You're listening to Wabi. The song is Like Nothing.
Well, today's podcast is brought to you in part by the new book, Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic. Author Jonathan Seidel knows firsthand how even believers can get stuck in shame and destructive habits, especially when it comes to one of society's biggest obsessions, alcohol. In Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic, he details his spiral into disordered drinking and shares the 4-step process he eventually used to break free. There's hope for alcoholics who become Christians and for Christians who become alcoholics. Find Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic wherever books are sold. What if you could change a child's life with just $10? Right now, thousands of vulnerable children in East Africa are suffering from jiggers. It's a painful, preventable parasite that burrows into their feet. Soul Hope is the only organization treating it through foot washing, medical care, and durable closed-toed shoes that protect kids long after treatment. $10 may not seem like much in today's world, but when we come together, those small gifts add up to big change. Join the 10 for 10 campaign. $10 protects 10 small toes. Visit soulhope.org/10 to give now. One small gift makes a big difference. Again, that's Soulhope, SOLE, hope.org/TEN. Okay, it's time for Docu-Drama or Docu-Dream. I'm going to give you a scenario of a limited docu-series, and you're going to tell me, is this a real docu-series or is this one that we made up? So there you go. Pretty simple. All right, Derek, you're up first. A deep dive into the world of chimpanzees that have been adopted by humans and the unexpected, often chaotic outcomes. Is that a real docu-series or one we made up?
Docu-series, for sure.
Yep, Chimp Crazy just wrapped up on Sunday.
It's wild.
I just saw the previews for that one.
Oh, you're going to have so much fun with it, Derek. It's crazy.
We watched it.
It looks like Tiger King Part 2.
It's by the same people.
Yeah. There we go.
But it's only 4 episodes because like Tiger, it took 4 years to make. It was crazy. They've been filming it since 2020, but like the story just kind of stops. Like it's just interesting where Tiger King was like dragged out, but the story just kind of stopped. It was interesting. Weird ending.
It's lit.
All right, Jesse, here we go. Bizarre tale of governments using pigeons for espionage in the Cold War era, featuring reenactments and interviews with ex-agents. Is that a real docuseries or a fake one?
I believe it is.
It is fake. The fake name is the Pigeon Spy Network, but it does not exist.
Oh, well, I'd
You look
watch.
so disappointed, Jesse.
I am.
I'd absolutely watch that. That would be amazing. I would love to watch that.
Okay, this is a true crime one, Emily. A chilling account of a family struggle after their young daughter is abducted twice by the same family friend.
Twice by the same family friend? Mm-hmm. I don't think that's real because that person would be in jail. So I'm going to go with fake.
It's called Abducted in Plain Sight, and it is real.
Twice by the same person? That's great. I got to watch that.
Well, now you can look it up.
Now I can.
Derek, a documentary following a group of people who exclusively eat potatoes for 60 days to test the limits of this simple diet trend. The potato diet revolution. Is that real or fake?
I think it's fake, bro.
It is fake. I was like, I'd watch it. Just see what happens to the potato people.
I would, because I know exactly what's going to happen.
The story of $70,000, one man, a filtration system, and the dreams of a backyard oasis. Is it true or a real life tragedy playing out live on the internet every single day?
Jesse, an investigative journey into the world of competitive endurance tickling, uncovering a darker side behind the laughs.
That unfortunately is true.
It's called Tickled.
Have you seen it?
It's real.
I'm aware of it.
What?
I haven't seen it. Yeah.
So I have seen it. It's probably one of the craziest documentaries I've ever seen.
Seriously? It's called Tickled. I'm going to look it up.
It makes you feel so weird afterwards.
Yeah.
It's
Competitive tickling, bro.
Wait, what?
It's insane.
Why are y'all acting so troubled by it? Like, what's the dark that you don't want to tell us?
Watch the trailer because it veers into some concerning territory about.
I already know, freaky. You was
Yes.
Yeah. There's like some.
Hey, Raphael, where's Kendrick when you need him? Kendrick, get on the ticklers next.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, check the ratings first, but I do suggest it because it's wild.
Kendrick, come here.
Emily, this one chronicles the rise and fall of a Cambodian refugee who built an empire of donut shops in California and the impact of his community.
Oh, wait, I have seen this one. It's real.
The Donut King. It is real.
I love it.
All right, last round. Here we go. Derek, this one tracks, it's a look at a competition where participants compete in extreme laziness challenges, aiming to be crowned the laziest person alive. It's called the Couch Potato Olympics. Is that real or fake?
Fake.
Dang it, it is fake.
It's called My Dorm.
It's like literally, it's called Me on a Weekend.
Right, we don't need a documentary for that. We're all living in that one.
Literally, Me on a Rainy Weekend this weekend would have absolutely won that documentary challenge. All right, here we go. Jesse, here we go. This one documents a competition where participants try to navigate busy urban environments while dressed as frogs in homage to the classic video game. It's called Frogger, the Ultimate Real Life Challenge. Is that real or fake?
I would watch it, but I have a feeling that's fake.
Dang it, it is fake. Man, I thought
I'd watch that for sure, though. That sounds cool.
These are good ideas for anyone who wants to create a documentary.
for the new Chick-fil-A Plus streaming platform.
There we go.
Let's
Yeah.
get it.
A lot of
Let's
options.
get it.
All right, here we go. Emily, last one. This one investigates a series of small-town Australian court cases that have captured national attention for their bizarre proceedings. It's called Kangaroo Court, the Justice System Underground. Is that real or fake?
I do feel like Australia has a weird court system, so I'll go with real.
It's fake.
Darn.
Again, Chick-fil-A Plus. We can make
Dang
it.
it.
That'll do it for. Well, many thanks to Sarah Jakes Roberts for joining us today. Make sure to check out her newest book, Power Moves, or check out her new conference, her upcoming conference in Dallas. It's called Women Evolve. Also, make sure to check out the current issue of Relevant. The digital issue is available now. You can read all the articles for free by clicking the magazine tab at relevantmagazine.com. Look at us, giving it to you for free. Or if you want to subscribe to Relevant Plus and get the beautiful digital magazine, you can do that. Plans start as low as $250 a month. You get not only the magazine, but you get ad-free unlimited reading at relevantmagazine.com and an ad-free version of this podcast, plus more. Check it out. You can sign up right there at the website. Okay, on that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Derek Miner.
I'm Emily Brown.
We'll see you on Friday. Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
I got tabs open. I'm price checking. I got my credit cards laid out. Make sure I get the right one that I'm doing here.
Relevant Podcast Network.